This last one's for control. This last text cause control. Then that's this, don't play, don't. No admit, don't play, don't.
How does this work?
Fucking on the IG model to get to a kicking her out. She did. She did that. She over. ATL, Jacob. ATL, Jacob. Fucking on the IG model to get to a kicking her out. She did. None of my outfit popping outside. Cause if they do, they did. Y'all niggas ice that nigga. Drop that nigga like a rat in the fuck. I can't be playing with these days. I can't be playing with this money. No way.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Did it drop again? Did it drop again? No way. Please tell me it didn't. Okay, my shit's just tripping.
No way.
Alright.
Please tell me.
Jesus. Getting the dabs ready. I got the this shit chilling upstairs. I got a new insert for it. Just dropped that in there earlier today. I gotta get some Q-tips. I have some in my other bag already, so I'm good on Q-tips. I think I'm gonna take this little box and potentially put a couple of J's in there. I don't know. Man, I don't need joints. Alright. And I have a jar of the apple fritter to take already, so as this cured up, this apple fritter, it started tasting more and more like the Gorilla Glue that was in there. Which is crazy because there was not a lot of Gorilla Glue in there at all. Probably got a nice fresh pressed jar of that. I think I might just take some of this though. This will be easier to work with because it's already nucleated. I don't want to deal with fresh press out on the road. It's much faster to load up quick little dabs of this into that pen. That ought to do it. Cool beans. We'll put those back in the fridge in a minute. Bro, I don't understand why, but on my screen it keeps saying something went wrong, refresh, or try again later. Learn more. It's not doing that to you guys? It's like it doesn't want me to watch my own stream. What's up, Jacob? That's so weird that it's doing that. Whatever. It's probably this stupid restream that I'm doing. I need to stop messing with restream and just do OBS direct to YouTube. I want to show you guys the garden, but I don't think I can. The lights are off. I mean, they're in veg, but I don't feel like fucking with them. You guys will see it when we get back. It's going to be bushy in there. I got to leave so early in the morning. I have zero time to do anything before I leave. So I was smart to get everything done the past couple of days. I got the whole irrigation room is set up right now. I moved my nano bubble mixer back over to the main filtered water storage. I emptied that tank completely and like power washed it with PBW, circulated hot PBW water through there, flushed everything, cleaned the batch tank, cleaned all of the sensors, calibrated all of the sensors. Got the dosatron dialed in, running about 2.5 EC at 6 pH. And yeah, should come back to some good stuff. That right side that I just planted should be dug in and starting to take off. And the oil tanker, or the super boof, is just already taken off. I'm kind of worried that it's going to overgrow the room. Because I got to veg out that oil tanker for at least another week before I can flip. At least a week, if not 2. And I low-key would already flip those super boof probably in like a couple of days. Oh yeah, Cheez-Its, these are fire, bro. These are fire. Going back to Canada just for a few days, finish up the job. Less than 3 weeks till you shake your nuts. Some kind of cracker. Some kind of cracker with a little bit of orange. Just like you, goat. Just like you, goat. Try to get the lighting right. There we go. A little bit brighter. There it is. All right. You want to see the stats for the room? Right now we are at a 0.96 kPa for the air VPD, running roughly 1.1 during the day, and a 1 to a 1.1 at night, with daytime temperatures anywhere between 82 to 84, and it's usually flatlined at 82, but Yeah, the lights are off right now, and it's 78.4 in the room. So we usually have like a 4 to 5 degree temperature difference with just the lights going off, and that's because they're not being ran like at 100%. They're only at 25% right now, and they're raised. They're not even lower on the plants where they should be. But I'm running about 450 ppfd on the super booth, and then about 350 ppfd on the oil tanker. So a lot of juice left in those lights. Like, I'm gonna really be able to push these plants hard. And then something I guess I could show you. I wasn't really gonna show it off too much yet, but let me see if I have it. Here we go. Let me see if I can do this right. So I went in, put some Craft Farmer under canopy lights, 3 on each side. I didn't put the ones on the right tray yet, just the ones here. And yes, it's really tall, as tall as the plants are right now, but that's because I haven't flipped, and these lights aren't going to turn on until day 14 of flower. So by the time I do flip, the plants are definitely going to be above this, and this will be in a really good position. I might have to adjust the height up or down some, we'll see. But I can also dim these, so if anything, I shouldn't have to move them unless these plants just don't stretch at all. But plants are looking good. And you can see I just have the duck sock running straight down the middle of the table. I just made some simple PVC stands for these. And you know, a lot of people are using buckets and flipping them over and just putting the lights there. But if I was doing that, these plants would have had to have been flipped already, because these are going to stretch to at least twice this height. These branches down here, I know the whole point of under canopy lights is to leave the lower branches, but even still, those branches are going to become irrelevant. I'm going to wait until after the flip to turn those on. So, and this is the setup. So, can't wait to turn these on. They're pretty bright. I could definitely see how they put in work down there, and then you can run a lower overhead PPFD. They seem well made. I don't necessarily like the connectors where they click together. They could have a better mechanism to make them stick together, but they stay as long as they're supported. Yeah, I think that at that height they're going to be good too. Go. I don't think there'll be any issues with that. All right, let me look at his back pop in real quick. Hold on. Oh, there it already went. You went with Faven? Turning Want Flick. Yeah, I looked at Faven. I reached out to Faven. It took him a couple of days or like a week to get back to me, which I understand somewhat, but a week is kind of long. And then, you know, Lance posts side-by-side testimonials from people who have ran Faven in his lights, and like, you can say what you want about Lance, but the reviews that are coming in are so overwhelming, and they're in favor of his lights. And so, you know, I've talked to people that haven't even given him any type of advertising that I just know personally, and they're like, yeah, I'm running these, I got these, I did my side-by-side, yada yada yada, these lights were better, or I went with these lights and they didn't disappoint. Like, I got enough feedback where I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with Lance's lights, Just because at the end of the day, you might not like that whole marketing of him, showing people say that his lights are better than so and so's, but you're not seeing the other competitors post any of their reviews where people are saying that their lights are better than Lance's. It's not happening. It's just not. So to me, that means he's got the best lights in the market right now. Because I haven't seen not one testimonial review side by side where his came out on bottom. There's nothing to say about that. It's what it is. So, decisions were made. Yep, connectors are a bit jank. The connection for the cable is good, but because the way that they're made so that they can be stuck together, there's not a really strong tab to keep that joint together. So like, let's say I didn't have my stands all the same exact height, that uneven weight would cause, like, say this is one connection and it's got the female little holes in there, and then this side is the other connection, but it's got like a little nub coming out of the center with pins. So it's like, fuck, I don't know if I can do this. So it mates together and it goes, and it goes inside there. Well, once they're mated together, there's nothing keeping these two surfaces together other than that physical connection. There's like a tiny little tab on top, but it literally does nothing. There needs to be like an actual connection on the outside, not the pins, not the electrical connection, but there needs to be another physical connection that keeps that more secure, in my opinion. The Favens look like they do work though, bro. Like, I don't think that anybody who gets any under canopy lights is going to be necessarily disappointed if they can manage the thermal load, the hot air in the canopy. I personally would not run under canopy lights on any table that's going to have a lot of canopy if you don't have under canopy airflow. There's just too much heat building up down there, too much stagnant air, and I think a lot of people are going to suffer the consequences of not having adequate airflow in their rooms once they start messing with these things. D-Hughes are working overtime. Yeah. Your ACs probably work a little bit more too. I mean, from what I've heard, people are saying when you run the under canopies, you should be dimming your above canopy lights. So typically what I've seen people do is 30%. They'll take 30% of the power that they're using above the canopy and put it below the canopy. So that means dimming the top. So if you're running 100%, you're going to go to 70% up top, and then you're going to put under canopy lights equal to the difference of that wattage or power. And in theory, that way you're not necessarily using more power, but you're going to get more yield and better results, which it makes sense. I mean, you hit the top of your plants with 1,000 ppfd, and that's great, fine and dandy, but a foot into that canopy and they're not getting 1,000, they're not even getting 900 typically. It's already dropped. 2 feet into the canopy, if you're still getting anything within 300 ppfd of what you're getting at the top, that's pretty fucking good. It also probably means you have a really thin canopy, but save that story for another day. So those under canopy lights come in clutch at getting the light actually down there, where we do have really good buds, but they're typically just underdeveloped because we can't get that light penetration from the top. even my side lights are only good for so much. This is going to be my first time running the under canopy lights, and I took away my floor fans and replaced them with 6-inch AC Infinity fans for the duct socks that are on the trays. Airflow down on the floor is great for moving CO2, but if you have good airflow in the room and it's a relatively small room, you don't need floor fans, right? You just need to have good airflow. And then the other thing is, if I'm going to have fans and I can only fit, room physically or electrically, one fan, am I going to put it on the floor or am I going to put it on the table where it's going to move the air in between the plants with the duct sock? I don't give a fuck about the floor. I give a fuck about the airflow on my plants. I'd rather have the airflow on the goddamn plants. Fuck the floor. The CO2 can stay there. I got more CO2. That's how I feel about it, man. Shit. Put my jars away. Why'd I do that? Oh, that's what's up, Maz. I'm happy to hear that from another hash maker, that it helped a lot. I mean, that's really my whole thing is, I wash everything. I kept some flour this last run, but I'm not going to do that again. And, as a hasher who's fucking washed everything I've grown for the past, I don't know how many years now, it always breaks my heart when I get to like the lower half of the plant and I'm like, fuck, I wish this could go like another fucking week and really good lighting, but nope. I mean, it is a game changer. Whoever thought of it, I don't know who thought of it, who did it first. I've been doing intra canopy lighting for a long time with fluorescents and acrylic tubes to keep the heat off of the leaves, and I saw amazing results with that a long time ago. But that was intra canopy at the top and in the middle. It wasn't underneath, so I think it was a little bit of a different concept that I was going for. So I don't know who came up with it, but under canopy is fucking genius. I mean, it really is. To be able to make 100% of your harvest grade A, even if you don't change your yield at all. Let's say your numbers stay exactly the same. Maybe you defoliate more, so you end up with less biomass, but it's higher quality because you're getting, like I said, better resin production, more maturity, just overall better growth all the way down to the bottom. Bro, I'd take that all day. I would take that all fucking day. That's a win in my book. That is directly going to translate to more resin. Like, it just, that's all there is to it. Looks is crap. Dude, do it. Start growing again. See if you're still into it. You never know. This is going to be it for me, folks. I gotta be up and on the road in about 6 hours. A long ass day tomorrow. Not yet. Nope. I'm gonna let you cool off because you hot as fuck. Way too hot. I gotta get my camera. I gotta load it up in my camera bag. I gotta get my little focus here all loaded up. All my weed shit. I gotta get my computer loaded up. And a few extra computer boards for the Pinnacle gear. I think that's it. I'm gonna travel real light this time. I'm like kind of on some fuck it shit. Like, I'm ready to be done with this job. Whatever it is, what it is. If I miss something, I'll fucking mail it out there. We're at 650. Lux, yes, Lux is crap. You can grow good weed under a lot of different lights that aren't necessarily good lights. It's a weed. It grows no matter what you do to it, damn near. Cheers.